and it kind of went like this, I'm paraphrasing. Years and years ago, there was 3 cats that were roaming the earth. One of them was in charge. Allegedly, he was the devil. He had these 2 cronies. And they came across this thing that they found that was called happiness. Well, they knew how powerful happiness was. So they decided they had to do something with this thing called happiness because they couldn't let it get out. So one of them said, I know what we'll do. We'll hide it at the bottom of the ocean. They'll never think to look for it there. Well, the devil said, no, we can't hide it there. Earthquakes and all that kind of stuff. It'll bubble up and happiness will be floating all over the place, so we can't hide that. So the other one said, you know what? We'll hide it in the volcano. They'll never think to look for it there. They said, no, that's why I'm in charge, because the volcano, it'll erupt. Then all of a sudden, happiness will be flowing out, and it'll be all over everybody, and so we can't do it there. Then the devil said, see, this is why I'm in charge. What we'll do, we'll break it up, and we'll hide little tiny pieces of it inside each and every one of them. And they'll never think to look for it there. I want to share with you, happiness is already inside you. You want to reach it, look inside. I know it kind of sounds, phony, but that's where it is. Because God put it inside you. Can't nobody take something away from you that the manufacturer built into you. So thank you, Dad, for that. Thank you guys for letting me be here. Starley, I'll holler at you. Everybody have a good night.
Thank you. I want to piggyback Chris on what he said, because that's exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Because that's exactly what I was thinking about before you said it. I'm glad you did speak up and say that, because I'm just from the philosophy that healing, that comes from within. And what this Sister Terry said about, there's really not much you can say, to a person who has basically created their own reality. And no matter what you see, they may not see it, they may not be there yet, because they created this reality. And so the best thing that we can do is to create a space for the person to feel, like this sister said over here, safe, secure, but most importantly, to find that peace and that happiness within themselves. It all comes from within them. And if you kind of point them into the direction of looking inside of them, then they can begin to really discover some things about themselves that was already there. But us as supporters, it's all about us creating the space for them to see them, to go within, to help them to do that, because that's where that healing will begin to, manifest and grow, where then they'll start to change the reality, their everyday reality. Because a lot of times, when any of us, we all have struggles in life. If it's not domestic abuse or any type of, it's some other type of abuse that we're doing daily, really. And the way that we combat that is to change what we think of ourselves, realizing the truth of who we are, and then begin to create a space where we can change the reality. Because a lot of us, most of us, we live a lie. We don't know the truth about ourselves. We don't. Once we know what that truth is about ourselves, then our eyes can be open to what the true reality is, and that's God's reality of who we are and what we are to become.
Okay, well, I have a question about that. It sounds good. In all honesty, how do you do that, though? How do you, you're saying look inside because that's where it is. Okay, when I look inside, there was a time where I could look inside and all I saw was everything that was being fed to me. How do I separate, or how do I eliminate what's coming from the outside to focus on what's already on the inside? How do you get to that place? How do you maneuver?
You own up to the fact that what you see in front of you, including the good and the bad, you have to own up to the fact that you created it. You brought it forth in your reality. That is a harsh reality for a lot of people to realize and understand, but it is the truth. Whatever you're seeing right now in your life, you have drawn it to you. So the first thing you have to understand is that you are, what he said about that happiness, that God's Spirit is in every one of us. So we are creators, and we are very powerful beings. So we have to understand our power and our worth and our strengths, and we have to begin to look at things the way that God sees things. And it's a process. It's a process. It's something that we can't really discuss and define in one meeting.
Okay.
But it's all about realizing your power and how everything that you are facing right now, you've drawn it to you. So then, just as you've created what you have in front of you, you can change it. Just by changing your thoughts of who you are and what you want your life to be. You can change that. It's in you. You have everything you need
The power of
in you.
the power.